Hi, I'm Tyler Grant, giving you a brief overview of how to figure out melodies by ear and arrange them for bluegrass style guitar. And today I'm thinking of a song melody that most of us are familiar with, Will the Circle Be Unbroken? I like working with song melodies because they don't move around as much as the tunes. I like working with fiddle tunes as well, and I'll sit here and jam tunes with you all day and spend time working up fiddle tunes or instrumental tunes. I like working with the song melodies to start and to go along with this study of our instrumentals because, again, the song melodies tend to ring longer. The notes will ring for a longer time. You have less notes, less of a busy melody to work with, and you can really consider all of our arrangement tools that we have on the instrument and give ourselves some space to work up something nice. So your first step is figuring out the melody and understanding the chord changes. And if I was listening to a recording of somebody doing this song, I might hear this. Will the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by? There's a better home awaiting in the sky, Lord, in the sky. So I would take that melody and I would hear it, and I know what key this is in because I'm playing a G chord and it sounds like the same key. If you're not in the same key, that's something else to think about. Just absorb the melody as it goes and then come back to your instrument and figure out which key you want to do it in. And I'm just skipping ahead and saying, okay, we're going to do this in the key of G. And I'm hearing that melody, da 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 da, da 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 da. And the reason I know where those notes are is because I've spent some time practicing my G major scale. So understanding your basic scales in open position is the key for understanding your scale degrees, because all the melodies come from the same scale degrees of your major scale as all the other melodies. So I always start people on C major, get them going on C major scale melodies, figuring them out by ear, being really comfortable in C. Then I'll switch over to the key of G, which is where we are now. Make sure everybody understands 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. The notes of the G scale in both octaves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. And when you know those sounds, and I associate the numbers with them, then you'll be able to figure out when you hear this melody, da da da, 5, 6, 1, 1, 3, 2, 1, 3, 3, 2, 1, 2, 1, 6, 5. And I know my G scale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, 1, 1, 3, 2, 1, 3, 3, 2, 1, 2, 1, 6, 5. And I can go and start figuring out the melody by ear. Now I'm showing you this in real time as if you have done this groundwork and you've practiced your G scale. You might not have had this foundation or the opportunity to build this foundation in your playing yet. So again, I'm giving you an overview of taking the tools and what you're going to do with them, and I'm doing this in a very short amount of time. So I'm just skipping right through all of these steps, and hopefully if you don't have that in your foundation, in your fundamentals yet, now you will go and take those steps and practice your C scale, practice your G scale, and start finding these melodies in those keys. But once I have the melody, I'll say, okay, here we go. This is how I might play that melody on the guitar. melody for the guitar, I'm thinking about what the important melody notes are. You might have some slurs and some grace notes and some phrasing that the singer is singing right. So you have to hear that and just select what you think are the main melody notes and play what I call sort of a squared off version of it on the guitar. You know, without syncopations, without slides, without any other grace notes that the singer might be putting into their performance. So there I am with my straight melody. Now I can find ways to arrange that for a guitar self-accompanied, and one of them is called the melody strum, kind of like what Mother Maybelle would do, keeping the melody in the low notes and only strumming what remains of the chord above it. So right there in that octave, I could do something like... That's a basic melody strum. In G position, we don't have a whole lot of room for strums when the melody's up high like that. So I can adjust it to a low melody. That sounds a little more like Mother Maybelle. I don't have that low note. Da, 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 do, do. I don't have a low D, so I have to adjust. Rearrange the melody to fit. So that's a low arrangement of the melody strum. I can get into cross-picking, another self-accompaniment example. And I have a cool sort of way that I've arranged the cross-picking for this, like... something like that. And then you can get into some single note improv once you know that melody, and if you know your scales and you know a bit of vocabulary on the instrument. So I could do something like... So there I am arranging, well, improvising on a little guitar break. Again, based around the melody, but using my understanding of vocabulary on the instrument. So like I mentioned before, this is a 10 to 12 minute overview of how I would take a basic song melody and arrange a complete piece out of it. For the full rundown and guidance on every step of this on the guitar, you can join me on my Artist Works Flat Picking Academy, where I lay this all out in a very practical step-by-step method. But now I'm going to skip ahead and show you a performance of this song. So I'm going to play the melody through in a couple of different ways, using melody strum, using cross-picking. Then I'm going to take a break somewhere in the middle with a single note improv, and then I will bring it on home with another version of the melody. So I like to call this my pet song of the week concept. I would take a song like this and just play it every day, trying to kind of embellish on my arrangement and make it, you know, a little bit more honed in as I work on that. And so say I've been playing this song as my pet song of the week, of the month, or whatever, and with a bit of prep and a bit of time spent, here's what I might have come up with. So here we go. Circle Be Unbroken in the key of G, arranged for guitar. 1, 2, 3. So hopefully that's some insight as to just an approach. And if you want to learn more about each one of those steps and each one of those components, come see me on Artist Works. I'm Tyler Grant. Thank you so much, Bluegrass Unlimited.